Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. We are back with another ENAGS versus the NFL. It is week 3. So far, I am 8-12 against the spread, and I am 17-13 into straight up picks. So, not terrible. It's not great by any stretch of imagination, but it's week 3, so we're looking to capitalize and move on in the right direction. So we're starting out with the Falcons at the Giants. Giants are minus 3-point favorites. Russell Gage is out. AJ Terrell is out. And Frank Darby for the Falcons. For the Giants, Evan Ingram and Kenny Golladay are both questionable, and Cam Brown is too. This is a tough one. I think this is a over game. Both of these defenses aren't very good, honestly. But now it's who do I think is going to win? I think the Giants are going to win this game, and I think they are going to cover the spread. If I'm being honest, I just don't really trust either team's defense, but I think I trust the Giants' defense more. I'm not sure if that makes a lot of sense, really. I just don't think both teams are very good, but I think the Giants end up winning this game. Next, we have the Arizona Cardinals at the Jags. Arizona Cardinals are minus 7.5-point favorites, and DeAndre Hopkins is questionable. Kevin Beachum is questionable. I'm trying to point out the big one. CJ Henderson for the Jags is questionable. I like the Cardinals to win and cover this one. I just don't think that Jags team is very good. The biggest chance I gave them was against the Texans, and the Texans came out and stomped them, so I think they might just be one of the worst teams in the league right now. And the Cardinals, I think that offense is just really, really good, and I don't think the Jags are going to have any shot of slowing them down. Next, we have the Chicago Bears at the Cleveland Browns. Andy Dalton is out. Big pick right there. Eddie Goldman's questionable. Darnell Mooney's questionable. Eddie Jackson, wow, they have a big injury report right now. Jedrick Wills is questionable for the Browns. And J.C. Treader is also questionable. Chris Hubbard and Taki is out. I think the Browns are going to win this game. It's a question, do I think the Bears are going to cover? I'm going to be a little bold. I think the Bears are going to cover. I'm not sure what they're going to do with Justin Fields for the Bears. I think that's something that I think the Browns might not be prepared for, is how they're actually going to utilize them. Because I don't really think the Bears know how they're going to utilize them. I don't really trust Matt Nagy. So I think it's going to be interesting to see how this plays out. But I think the Bears are going to cover, and I think the Browns win, though. Next game, we have the Cincinnati Bengals at the Pittsburgh Steelers. Steelers are minus 3.5-point favorites. T. Higgins, Xavier Sufield, and Trey Hopkins are all doubtful. And Deontay Johnson, Alex Highsmith, Carlos Davis, and T.J. Watt are all out. So that's pretty big news for the Steelers. I don't know how I feel about this game. It's going to be very weird. Both teams have some pretty big injuries, if we're being honest. Both O-lines not good. So that's going to be interesting to see. I think the Steelers are going to win, but I think the Bengals are going to cover. I just don't feel very confident going into the matchup as a Bengals fan, so I think that might play into it. But I think it's going to be interesting. I think it's going to be a low-scoring game. Should be a close one throughout. Both offenses have potential to be good, but their offensive lines, I think, kind of hold them back a little bit. I still think Cameron Hayward could be a game wrecker for the Steelers, so that's something I definitely would look out for. But I think the Bengals cover and the Steelers win. Next, we have the Indianapolis Colts at the Tennessee Titans. Titans are minus 5.5-point favorites. Carson Wentz, I think, is going to play, but they have Jordan Glasnow and Braden Smith are both out. The Titans, Caleb Farley, Ferkshire, Derek Roberson, and Bud Dupree. Those are all out before that. Bud Dupree is questionable. This is a tough one. I think this is going to be a close game. I think it's going to be an ugly game, if I'm being honest. Carson Wentz has 2 ankle sprains, which is kind of insane. How do you even play on 2 ankle sprains? That's so weird. But that Titans defense is not good again, like it was last year. So maybe it's more of a low scoring game, if I'm being honest. With Carson Wentz being questionable and not sure how he's really going to perform, I think I'm going to pick the Titans to win and cover this one, just on the fact of I'm not sure how healthy Carson Wentz is, and I think that plays a big role. I still think this defense is bad for the Titans, but I think maybe they get a touchdown late to cover the spread and win. So Titans win and cover. We have the Washington football team at the Bills. Matt Ioannidis, I'm pretty sure that's how you pronounce it, is out. Dane Jackson and Levi Wallace for the Bills was questionable. I'm not sure how much I trust Taylor Heineke here in this game. I think that's really what's going to hold the football team back this year, is this quarterback play again. That's something that held them back last year, in my opinion. So it's going to be interesting to see how they combat that. I think the Bills are a really good team. It's a home game for them. I think the Bills are going to win and cover. I just think they're a really good team, and I think they just keep it rolling. The next game, we have the Saints at the Patriots. Patriots are minus 3-point favorites. Eric McCoy is out for the Saints. Trent Brown, Adrian Phillips, and Josh Uche are questionable for the Patriots. This is going to be a weird game. Because the Saints had such a great game week 1. Came back, kind of laid an egg week 2, and the Patriots are the Patriots. They're going to have a pretty consistent, they're not going to be too up and down, really. We've seen them struggle early in the year sometimes, but that doesn't seem to be the case right now. I think this one is going to be an upset, though. I think the Saints are going to win and cover this game. I think the Patriots are good. I think the Saints might just be a little bit better. I think that Saints defense could be good. I just think they need to bring it together, and I think the Patriots against a rookie quarterback like Mac Jones is a good place to do it. So I'm going to pick the Saints on an upset here to win and cover. We have the Baltimore Ravens at Detroit Lions, and holy cow, you guys see the injury list. I can't even list all of that stuff. Oh my goodness, like everybody's injured. This game, I'm just gonna go with the better team. I think the Ravens are gonna win. Do I think the Lions are gonna cover? The Lions have kind of been a sneaky cover team. They almost covered week 1. Week 2, I think they, depending on what you got spread, I think it was at 11.5 at some point. I think they might have covered, but I don't know exactly. I think the Ravens are gonna win and cover this game. I think they're just the better team. I think they can probably put up some more points against this defense. I think it's that 7.5 is just a weird one, so they'll have to score like 10 points realistically to do it. So, and I think they have the potential to do that. I'm gonna pick the Ravens to win and cover against the Lions. We have the Chargers against the Chiefs, -7 points for the Chiefs. Chris Harris and Justin Jones for the Chargers are doubtful. Bosa is questionable. Frank Clark is also doubtful, and Chris Jones and Charvarius Ward is questionable for the Chiefs. I think this is a game that the Chiefs are going to pull away with, but I think the Chargers are going to cover. I think this game is going to be close. I don't expect the Chiefs to completely outrun them and just score a bunch of points. I think it'll be a close game. Chargers are probably the second best team in the AFC West. I mean, I know right now the Raiders are playing really good football, so it could be kind of debatable. But I think they keep it close with the Chiefs. I don't think they blow the doors off them, so I'm going to pick Chargers +7, and then I'm going to take the Chiefs to win outright. We have the New York Jets at the Broncos. This is just, I just don't think this is a good matchup for the Jets. I think that defense is really good. Their offense has not been able to get the ball rolling yet, and that Broncos defense is not a place I think you get a get right week. So I think the Broncos are going to win and cover this one. 10.5 points is a lot. So if anything, the Jets might cover that spread. But I think that defense is so good, and I think Teddy Bridgewater is giving them what they need at quarterback, which is just average play. Don't do anything crazy, just don't turn the ball over. That's what they really needed, and I think they're going to do that today. I think the Broncos want to cover. We have the Miami Dolphins at the Las Vegas Raiders, -3.5 points for the Raiders. This is really interesting for me. So we see that Rich Incognito's out, and a few other players for the Raiders, but the Dolphins are missing Tua. Tua's out. I'm not sure how much I trust Jacoby Brissett to run that Dolphins offense, and the fact that the Raiders are -3.5 point favorites, I kind of trust the Raiders right here. I'm not sure why everybody's a bit high on the Dolphins, just because of that's just a really low spread to me, if I'm being honest. I think I'm going to take the Raiders to win and cover this one. With Tua being out, I already don't trust Tua, but I don't trust Jacoby Brissett, I think, more. So I think the Raiders win this one kind of handedly. We've got the Seattle Seahawks at the Vikings. The Seahawks are -2 point favorites. Pretty big injury list right there. That's pretty big. I'm gonna go with the upset here. I think the Minnesota Vikings get rolling. I think they've been in every game so far. They almost beat the Cardinals last week. Gosh, my mind is so crazy right now. But they almost beat the Cardinals. They lost because of Miss Fugel, really. So they should have won that game. They were really in the Bengals game. So this offense can score. Their defense, I think, is a bit where it's kind of shaky. But I think the Seahawks defense is pretty meh. The Titans scored on them quite a bit. So I think the Vikings are going to win. This is kind of my upset pick of the week. So I picked the Vikings +2, and I think they're going to win the game. Well, they cover and win the game. We got the Buccaneers at the Rams. Wow, this might be one of the better games of the week, if we're being honest. This is tough. The Buccaneers are -1 point favorites, too. That's interesting. So whatever you think is going to win, you kind of have to pick them to win and cover. So that's the tough part. Do I think the Rams are going to be able to keep up with the Bucs? I'm going to say no. I think the Bucs are going to come out, play real well. I do think the Rams keep it interesting, though. This would be a game that I might look at the over. I know it's probably pretty high, which is going to be the thing that's probably why I wouldn't like it. But I think the Bucs are going to come out, play real well. I think that defense is going to be stifling, as they always are. And I think that offense can move the ball along on the Rams defense. Even though that defense is really good, they have the weapons to be able to kind of game plan around Jalen Ramsey, not throw at him, really. And then also I think they have the offensive line to kind of keep Aaron Donald in check, but I think that's going to be a great game. But I think the Buccaneers win and cover. I'm pretty sure this is the Sunday night game. We have the Packers at the 49ers, -3 point favorites for the Niners, which is kind of interesting to me, but I think both teams are really, really good. Elijah Mitchell was doubtful, which is interesting. He had a great week 1, and then I think he got banged up. This is tough. I think this is going to be another close game. It's more of the fact, do I think that, I don't know. This one's just a close, good game. I mean, the Packers have Aaron Rodgers, the Niners have Jimmy G, so that's kind of the big thing for me. Like, obviously I think the Packers have a better quarterback. That's going to be a really interesting game. I know the Niners are banged up in the backfield. Packers just came off a real good game against the Lions, but it's the Lions, of course. I think the Niners are going to pull this one out. They're at home, and I think the Packers are going to cover 3, so I think it's going to be a really close game, but that's going to be a really fun one, too. We've got some really good games this week, but I think the Niners are going to pull out the win, but I think the Packers are going to keep it close, cover 3. And then we have the last game of the week. We have these Eagles at the Cowboys. The Cowboys are -3.5 point favorites. Anybody big out for the game? I don't think so that's interesting. This is an interesting one. I think the Eagles are a team that people are kind of surprised at by right now. I think they might be pretenders though. I'm not sure if they're legit. This will be a great way to see. The Cowboys defense is not good, so the Eagles probably going to put up some points. So my guess here is I think the Eagles are going to cover, keep it close, because both defenses are not good. But I think the Cowboys pull out with the win. I just think they're the better team. I think Dak's a better quarterback. I think they have better weapons offensively. So I think they're going to be able to put up points in that Eagles defense. But that's it. Those are my week 3 picks. I kind of ran through them this week. Hopefully it's not too short of a video, but hopefully if you guys watch at this point, thank you guys for watching again. Kind of keep rolling with the picks. Keep putting them out for you guys. Really like doing it, even if some of you guys don't watch it as much. I like it. And so we're 18-12 on the year for spread and 17-13 for money line. So hopefully we can start rolling, start picking up some wins there, and keep going, keep getting better. I hope you guys enjoyed, and until next time, peace out and stay safe.